Welcome, men and gentle ladies, to MechWarrior Online, the beta. Yeah, this is a neat little thing I had seen a while back when I had my crap laptop, and promptly forgot about. Yes, I'm a big MechWarrior fan. I grew up on MechWarrior. The two first games I ever played were MechWarrior 3 and an obscure RTS called Submarine Titans. But I remembered this not last night, but the night before, and I was like, hey, got a gaming computer, let's do it. Um, so this is the opening screen. It's actually windowed, although Fraps has only selected the actual window it's running in. It actually takes about, I've got a 23 inch, so it takes about half the screen, if not a little bit less. You can probably see it goes off the side of the window. That's why my mouse disappears. But, this is the opening. This is, they show you, what mechs you have ready, social elements. Your profile you can't really do too much with. None of it's click-onable. It's just boring. You have your God knows how many advertisements. See, some of these link to, posts on the website. Others just link you to the store. I don't know. Yes, MechWarrior credits. These are the in-game microtransaction currency. You simply use them to buy other stuff. You can use them to buy premium time, stuff like that. When you join, you get a set of premium time. I joined like 2 days ago, so I've still got, I think it gives you a week of premium, something like that. Newsfeed. It's very straightforward for an opening. One of the big elements of all of the MechWarrior games ever was the Mech Lab. I have a Raven and a Cataphract. But basically what the Mech Lab does is it lets you modify the MechWarriors you have. These are trial mechs. You always have a set of 4 trial mechs. I believe it's always a combination of 1 light, 1 medium, 1 heavy, and 1 assault mech, broken up by weight classes and what have you. In this case, we have I think, second variant Raven, which has 2 medium lasers in the far arm, 2 machine guns in this arm over here, and then an SRM-6 in this set over here. And we have a medium Centurion, which is medium lasers, LRM-10 and AC-10. Dragon, which has the 2 large lasers in the left arm, and the absolutely abysmal, in my opinion, Goth Rifle. I'll go into reasons why later on when we get in game. Then we have the Awesome, aptly named. It is armed with 3 particle projection cannons, which will promptly ruin the day of anything that gets downrange of this thing. For some reason I've never particularly understood, it has a small laser for, the 10 meter minimum range on the PPCs. I mean, if you can't use the PPCs and all you have to fall back on is this thing, you're freaking dead anyway. If you're so poorly off that you had to resort to a small laser on an assault mech, on an assault mech. Thank you, brain. You're in trouble at that point. Owned mechs, you are able to modify. You can do whatever you want with them. Yes, you have your MechWarrior credits down here. Your Comstar bills or C bills, which are the in-game currency that you can't buy. I have 209,000, which is actually not that much. Your average mech costs about $1,500,000 or C bills, dollars. Then you have your experience in General XP. The reason it's called General XP is not only, I'll go over to the pilot tab here to show you guys, not only do you develop experience points for your various mechs, and it's going to have 61 because I just spent some of it upgrading it, you gain experience for your own character. The problem I have with this personally is that all of these things are expensive. That's 5,000 General XP. These are 5,000 and 15,000 respectively. 15, 5, 5, 5, 10, and these are consumable, but these are all 15,000 each. I've been playing for about 3 days now pretty solidly, so I've been like, oh my god, MechWarrior game, woo, 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 losing my mind over it. And I don't even have 1,000 yet, so that is going to take an abysmally long time to build up. a week of solid gameplay to get one of these things. I don't even know. 2 days for 814, so multiply that out. Maybe week and a half to get a 5001, almost a month to get a full one. I don't know. I would seriously think that those need to get cut down a bit to be reasonable. I mean, granted, you don't need to have every one in a month, but it is an MMO. But come on, reasonable skill trees here. This thing, advanced zoom for a measly 4x, that could easily be half what it is now. But that's really the worst I can complain of here. Back to the Mech Lab. Modifying mechs is a fairly simple process. All you do is you go up to here, you have 4 tabs. Loadout, which is weaponry. Modules, which when you go over to Pilot tab, you modify your own skills. Some of the stuff like the 4x zoom module, stuff like the increased capture rate module, stuff like that comes in on the module section. Camo specs are the camouflage colors and decals on your mech, as the tooltip would imply. Cockpit is, well, I have to show you guys. You have the inside of your cockpit, which you can decorate with, say, a hula girl. Hollow displays of the various Great House icons. There was only 3 statues when I checked here last night. Various statues of various mechs. I personally like the Atlas. It's scary as crap. That's the mech in here. It'd be funny to get a cataphract and put a cataphract statue inside of it. Cataception. Oh, God, kill me. There's probably one for every one in the game right now. But as you can see, all of these cost MechWarrior credits. You can't get any of them for C-bills. Why? I don't know. My personal favorite, fuzzy dice. Yes. When I look over to see what shot that is pinging off my armor, I want to see a pair of fuzzy blue dice hanging there. Maybe I'll roll an armor save or 2. Then you come over to your mounted, which, yeah, that didn't display very well. This is a flag that, I don't even know what the point of it is. You have to go that far over to see it. I mean, that's totally disregarding anything that could potentially shoot at you. Why? No one sees it. You'll barely see it. What excuse is there for it to exist? You can't. These are all the ones you can have: House Leo, House Mark, House Davian, House Steiner, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, and House Kurita. Half of those sound Japanese. Anyway, onto the loadout actual mod. Yes, continue. Onto the actual modification level. You have your left leg, right leg, center torso, left torso, right torso, head, left arm, right rear torso, left rear torso, I said, and center rear torso. These are the various spots your mech is modifiable upon. Sometimes, depending on what mech chassis it is and stuff, you will be able to mount different things. Like, some mechs will be able to mount jump jets. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you click, you can rotate the mech around. Some mechs will be able to mount jump jets back here. This is a Raven X2X, as you can see over here. So it can't mount jump jets. This mech, I have problems with this mech, but I'll tell you about that later. Basically, the way you mount weaponry is quite simple. You have hardpoint restrictions, which restrict what type of missile or whatever weapon you can mount on there, and how many of them you can mount. Each weapon has a slot limit. See, you have 2 slots, 3 slots, 5 slots, 1 slot. I could mount an LRM-5 there, but I couldn't mount any of these because they don't have enough. Well, actually, no. Never mind. I'm lying. I'm wrong. The slots is how many they take up here. This is just how many you can mount. So I can only mount 1 missile weapon here because I couldn't. I was thinking that... No, I'm wrong. Shoot me. In this case, I have 2 medium lasers over on this arm. An extended range large laser over on this arm. And a small laser because... Why not? It's a light mech, so I'll take that little bit of extra damage for the little bit of extra heat it puts off. It's more than capable of dispersing heat. On to dispersing heat, you use things called heat sinks to dispense the heat created by your mech. All weapons put out heat when they fire, even ballistic weapons, which I don't know why they would put off a very substantial amount of noticeable heat that your mech couldn't deal with. That's like, having to put heat sinks on Abrams because the 105 puts off too much heat and cook tank to death, which, actually, knowing my luck, they probably actually have to, but I'm just saying, example. So you have standard heat sinks, but if you go over to the upgrades and find heat sinks, you have double heat sinks. This is one of many upgrades, which it's very expensive for, to me, a very minimal return. They take 3 times the space of a regular heatsink, but they only give you 1.4 times the heat capacitance, so they don't even double your output for triple the space. They weigh less, but you're going to have less of them, and they don't do nearly as good a job. So, to me, unless you have a ton of room on like a heavier assault mech, this is a waste of time and 1,500,000 C-bills. It's not cheap. Then we have structure. You have your standard internal structure, which weighs X amount and costs X amount. Then you have endo steel internal structure, which takes up 14 internal slots, which I don't even think I have spare on this mech, I don't think. But it knocks a ton and a half off the weight of your mech. I think it knocks off more depending on how big the mech is. Like my Cataphract, I think, loses 4.5 or 3.5 tons. This only loses a ton and a half. It costs a bit and it takes up a lot of crit room, but if you have the time to, or not the time, but the need to mount other weaponry, this will give you a little bit more room to work with, because I have this thing maxed out with what I have on here. If I had, took the light laser off and then got an endo, so that's 2 extra tons I could work with. I could mount, I think, 2 more medium lasers on this thing on top of the ER large laser and 2 mediums I have on there already. Not to say that this thing could tolerate that much heat. This thing would blow itself up at that point. But there is just a plethora of stuff you can mount. I mean, this game is just in beta, and it's not even all that in-depth compared to other MechWarrior games, and it's just, there is so much customizability. And granted, some weapons don't work, like flamers don't work for crap, machine guns don't work for crap, pulse lasers are kind of pathetic, but still, there is just so much you can do, and so much fun. Oh yeah, and missiles are totally freaking useless, don't even bother with this patch. A hotfix made them so broken they're not even worthwhile. Which reminds me, there's a lot of synchronization if it was worthwhile. For example, the tag laser, which I used to run on mine before I realized that no one runs missiles because missiles suck. The tag laser you could mount on your mech, get within 700. It's a 750 meter range on it, I think, as you can see there. You can get up within 750 meters and paint a target. It's a laser designator. Paint the target, and if anyone tried to lock onto the mech you were painting, basically what it did is it made them lock on 50% faster, and if they fired the missiles, as long as you had that target painted and it did not go out of the, do some crazy ass maneuver the missiles couldn't follow, it would be hit. It basically made, for all intent and purpose, the missiles hit percentage 100%. It was very good, but then they nerfed the crap out of missiles, and missiles don't even do enough damage to make up their points, and they're just worthless, don't even bother. Not even SRMs, which are more, they have a shorter range, but they do more damage, don't even bother with those. Lasers are cannons, that's it. Don't even do it. Going back from here, you go to my Cataphract. I wanted to point something out because I found this incredibly ridiculous. Where was it? Goth Rifle. This thing is ridiculous. It does a ton of damage on impact, granted, but it is 15 tons. 15 tons. Let's think about this for a second. This whole mech weighs 70 tons at maximum. Right now it weighs 67.59 tons. Which means this single gun weighs just, I'm not going to do the exact number, but it weighs just about a fourth of what this mech can weigh at total. It produces a very small amount of heat, granted. It has a pathetic 3 hit points. Where was it? Medium pulse laser. Even a medium pulse laser, which is not meant to last very long, has 10 hit points. A small laser has 10. A tag laser has 10. This thing, what? It's barely fittable on most mechs. It weighs a crap ton. It takes up 7 slots. That would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That'd be down to there off of this. It's granted its ammunition doesn't explode, but here's the lovely thing. The Goth Rifle itself, because normally when you get hit in something that carries armor, like say I have like I think 2 things worth of autocan ammunition in this torso here. If I get shot here with a penetrating hit, it'll blow up all that armor. not blow up all that ammunition, which will probably just destroy the mech. It just wrecks me. So this thing's ammunition, because it just fires a solid slug, it doesn't explode, but the gun itself explodes quite violently, as it were. Its range is not even that of an ERPPC. It takes a ton of room. It weighs a ton. Not even a ton. I can't even say literally, because it weighs about 15 tons. You bump into a wall and the thing detonates spontaneously. It takes a whopping 4 seconds for it to cycle another round. I mean, this thing makes a great sniper rifle, but it's so, to me, underpowered. And if you go back, think about it. The Dragon, the main cinching weapon on it, is a Goth Rifle in the arm, in an easily blown off position. We see the problem here, I hope. So, that's one of the things that are not so well done. There's a few things that are overpowered. Like, one of the things you'll see when we get in game is something called pop tarting, where you get a particular mech, like, say, for example, even though I don't have the money for it, I'm just showing you guys, say, the Highlander. It's got jump jets. There's a build here, I think, that can take a crap ton of energy weapons. There we are. The Highlander 733P. Yep. 3 jump jets, 4 energy slots. The fun thing to do with these things is people will stick 4 ERPPCs in them, and then they will just park themselves. It's called pop tarting. They park themselves behind a hill or something, like, you know, a berm where you can't see them. Jump jet up vertically. When they get to the top of it, they shoot you, and as they drop back down, they drop behind cover, and because cover is based upon, or sensors are upon line of sight, you lose sensor trackage of them, you can't see them, you can't return fire. Oh yes, and with 4 ERPPCs, they basically do enough damage to one-shot kill you. It's like giving some bastard in Counter-Strike using an AWP a jetpack that doesn't damage his aim any, and letting him zoom in while in mid-air. No balance to it at all. A lot of people say, well, you just, stick with, assault or heavy mechs for support, or B, just shoot back. Again, heavy and assault mechs are nice, except they get killed with one shot too. The Atlas, which is one of the heaviest mechs in the game, can get one shot killed by these guys. Or it's so close to dead it's effectively out of combat, because someone sneezes on it and it's going to blow up. It's impossible to shoot back sometimes because they are up and down so quick. You can sometimes not even tell where the shot came from, except for that now you have an arm and an arm, a torso, and part of your leg missing, and all of a sudden your mech's hobbling and you don't even know where the shot came from. And then within a few seconds, they're going to be back up in the air, pounding you a second time. It's ridiculous. It's overpowered. A lot of people aren't pissed. A lot of people are pissed off with it, except for the people who are doing it. To me, it really needs not a buff, but a nerf, especially this class, because I see this Highlander 733P doing it more than anything else. I think the 2 biggest offenders are this one and where was it? This one. So those 2 are really bad with it. I think there's a variant on the Jagermech that does it. No, that's not Jagermech. But those are basically 2 bad ones. There's nothing really in the medium. Oh, yeah. Mediums are useless. Don't even look at mediums. They're a heavy mech with not enough speed, not enough armor, not enough weaponry. They don't even know what they're not even. They're like in they're like in a midlife crisis. They can't decide where they want to go. Are they happy with their life choices so far? They're all over the place. Until they get straightened out, I would avoid them like the plague if anyone plays this. Anyway, you just have a plethora of mechs here. These are all bought with MechWarrior credits. You can't buy them with... I don't understand what's so special about this one. I'm not even going to question it. Anyway, gonna get out of here. And before I keep ranting on any further, because this is probably already got a half hour of a rant already, let's get into a game. So, this big launch button here is what gets you into the game, obviously, because it says launch. You click this to select your game mode. Currently, there is Assault or Conquest. You can also go to the testing grounds to test your mech out, but I'm not going to do that for this video, because where would be the fun in that? You guys want to see me get blown up and torn to bits by pop-tarting jackasses. Anyway, first off, let's try Assault. Here we are, loading screen. We're going to Frozen City Night. There's a lot of atmospheric conditions. You can get, like an Arctic map like this, especially at night, you'll cool a lot more effectively, so your energy weapons will be more effective because they can fire more rapidly, because they aren't going to overheat and blow up the mech. Well, they don't really blow up the mech, they just make it shut down, but... So anyway. This is the main game screen. We're filled up. I'm at the bottom with a whopping 280 ping. It actually handles it pretty well. I've played with 400 ping before and had no real problems. It has great network coding, I'll give it that. I love this loading, this boot up screen. I love this.
All systems nominal.
So, and we're in game. I have 2 Ultra AC5s and 2 medium pulse lasers. So, yeah, my AC5s have 100 rounds of ammunition. That'll probably come back to bite me, so they'll all detonate spontaneously and blow my ass to Kingdom Come, but we'll see what happens. Medium pulse lasers, they're pretty. See, my heat cools off pretty quickly out here. It sits at a base 4 heat because I'm moving, because everything generates heat on a mech. So as you'll notice, it only brings up about, 8 points, I think that was. Yeah, 12 to 4, that'd be 8. And it cools it off almost instantly, so... My AC, the numbers next to the cycling indicators are your optimal ranges, not the max. Oh, we got a guy over there. Yes, damn it. Press C to zoom in on this one. The little square at the bottom is my radar. I know it's not round. If I press B, it'll bring it up, but I'm not going to since it makes you stop moving. That's pop-tarting, except that guy got shot back because the other guy was pop-tarting too. That's not quite pop-tarting. He's not being a douche with it, but still. Oh, I love this map. It has bit. What is going on? I've broken my... Welcome back, men and gentle ladies, to MechWarrior Online, the beta. Yes, this game is full of bugs like that where it'll crash. Sometimes your compass, your directional headings will screw up. Sometimes your battle grid, which is the radar thing, won't render at all, or it'll render partially. I've had a thing where when you die, you can go into spectate. I had a thing where it tried to spectate me on myself while I was still alive, to all sorts of hilarious problems. I wish I would have had fraps running at the time. It would have been hilarious. But no, it's just full of bugs. And apparently that one was the spaz out for 5 minutes and then almost crash. I went back after I had killed the recording and checked what I had. That, come to find out, it didn't crash. It just hung for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then when I came back to it, I found my mech as a smoldering pile of rubble. Gotta love this game. As you can see, though, my mech, apart from being still in-game, that's another gripe I have, because when you get blown up, you have to wait until the match is over to go to another game, because your mech warriors, or not mech warriors, that's the guy piloting it, your battle mech's wreck is still there, which is still your mech. I don't even know what the logic is to it. But it's still sitting there, destroyed, and you can't use that MechWarrior battle mech brain until it gets done out of that game. Taking advantage of this, I'm going to use the opportunity to show you the Raven. In this case, we're going to do another assault game because I don't like Conquest much, but I will still show you that at some point. Sorry for the jump cuts, but if I try leaving it on when it changes resolutions, it crashes the thing totally. Yes, I should mention, even though the opening window thing is in windowed, when the game actually loads, it's full screen. So, yeah, and here we go. So we're in Assault. We're going to be playing with my Raven, my lovely old Raven, with its lasers and its ER large laser, and it gets destroyed as soon as so much sneezes at it. As soon as someone so much as sneezes at it. Thank you, brain. I actually am not just talking too fast. I actually have a stuttering problem, but yes, and it doesn't come from talking too fast. And shut up. So, even though I'm a scout mech and could somewhat move faster than these guys, even though I'm only at 80.1 kilometers per hour, and I actually can be outrun by some heavy mechs, it's not even funny. I'm still going to hang back these guys since I don't have the survivability to go running out there on my own, because I'll just get pop-tarted instantaneously and combust into a ball of fire. Or, in reality, I'll just fall over and die if I can get the punch out. This thing runs a bit like a sniper build because I can use medium lasers at 270-ish meters. That's not exactly as far as I'd like to be, but I can hit out with the ER large laser at a whopping 675 meters. That's almost as much as a regular PPC. Not an ER PPC, but a regular one. So it can hit out pretty far. You know, hopefully we don't crash again. God, with the network latency, there's a thing with... There's a delay between me pressing Z and zooming it up. We got movement down there. Yes, there is voice over IP in this game, but I don't exactly know how it works yet, so I'm sticking to chat, text chat in game, so you kind of have to stop and take... Oh god, someone's shooting me. Just kind of stop and take cover when you go to chat in a mech like this, otherwise you're going to, again, spontaneously combust thanks to some pop-tarting jerkwad. This guy's probably going to come up over the ridge, so I'm probably going to want to get within about 600 meters of the ridge. It's about 670. It's a little bit outside. Pretty sure I just saw some asshole pop-tart over the edge. Oh.
Target acquired.
Ah, crap. I'm screwed. Ow, 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 ow. Stop shooting me. Leave me alone. Stop shooting at me. It hurts.
White flag critical damage.
Oh, yeah, they're worse. Yep. This is why I don't play that scout mech unless I absolutely have to. This is what happens if you get caught in a one-on-one. It's a slow mech. It turns like it's... I don't know. It turns so slow. I barely did a measly 40. I didn't even take that guy's arm off, and of course they're just gonna walk over. Probably some asshole's gonna teabag me, and you don't respawn. Only option left here is to quit the match. And here we are. We are going to River City in the Cataphract. Yes, this is yet another one of the far out levels. River City is kind of just it's average. It's not cold. It's not hot. It's in the middle somewhere. It has a lot of water, though, so it's a very interesting thing to fight in, because you can just park your mech in the water, and it's really good at dissipating. Water is great for dissipating heat. Hopefully this will not crash, hang up, or whatever. See, about 26 degrees Celsius, which is about, I think about, what, about 80 degrees Fahrenheit? I don't know my conversions in my head yet, but, well,
Sensors
I don't think most people do that at all, but...
Weapons online. All systems nominal.
So here we are getting ready to move. And of course I have arms and torso weaponry separate in this. That's what the circle is, the arms, the crosshair is the torso, because I need the flexibility on my arms because I can aim much higher or much lower than the torso can. And I mean, I can still hold one of my mouse buttons to lock it, but it's much easier not to with this mech, and because it gives me a better... This is primarily a long-range mech that can brawl if it needs to, but I'd prefer not to. It doesn't have the armor for it. So... You know, it lets me be a much more effective sniper having it separated out. That bleep
Target acquired.
So if you got a commando hiding over there, he's probably on ECM, which is why I'm having trouble picking him up. Electronic countermeasure screws up sensors and weapons lock. It's a pain in the butt, but except weapons like tag... Oh god, that almost walked off the edge. Weapons like tag laser can counteract ECM, so... Everything is countered. Nothing is totally unbeatable, except pop-tarting, but let's not get into that. have a range indicator, weapon charge, stuff like that, they give you a lot of information. Nothing is left to guesswork, really. Let's see, where are we getting? So I know I'm getting sensor bleeps all over the place.
Target acquired.
There we are. What is he? Let's see if he's a hunchback. I saw it before it went out. Ooh, car crash. Oh, why did I fire that? Oh crap, he's down. Ouch, 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 ow, ow, ow.
Incoming missile. Target acquired.
Critical, I'm dead.
Critical damage. Ultra ammo destroyed.
Yep, there I go. One of the problems I went off on my own. You really don't want to go off on your own. Especially when the main attack full, so that it may let's spectate what some other people are up to, shall we? Jartolo, he's... Oh, he's got a yeah, you can tell these guys are much faster than that rate.
Heat level critical.
And he just shut down. Yeah, that was a Goth Rifle. He's just sniping. He ain't pop-tarting, he's just sniping. Oh, that hurt. Bink. And another one bites dust. Let's see, was ta-da. Yeah, I can't exactly disagree with it. Anyway, we know how this is going to go, so at this point, we might as well just wait it out the rest of the way. See, even an Atlas can't withstand a massive barrage. And he's down. Other team wins. And that's as far as it can go sometimes. Didn't do too well. Came at bottom as usual. I don't typically do well in these. I'm not a good player at this. Anyway, we'll try two things of Conquest, one in the Raven, one in this, and then we shall call that a Let's Play. So here we are going to Conquest on Tourmaline Desert. Thank God I'm not running the Raven. The Raven was still in game, so that match was still going on. That Conquest game. They do typically run longer, so this will be a bit of a longer one. Unless, of course, I get blown up, in which case it's going to be over real quick. Crap. Tourmaline runs hot. That's, if my money's right, almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So, it hot. So, that Raven, the Raven on
online.
Tourmaline cooks its own guts,
online.
and it doesn't perform well.
Online.
So, this is
All
fantastic that it
systems
stuck me in Tourmaline on this one. Plus, it's basically flat, even though you have plenty of pop-tarting opportunities. Still, you know. See, like here I would have been doing fantastic if the guy was staying. I'd already done that would be because we're on spawns. I should probably not make the same mistake I made last time I meet up with the rest of the group, but someone has to branch off and go get the rest of the crap. Let's see what the full battle grid says. Let's see where I'm going. Okay, I'll go for Theta in the center. Yeah, caught by yourself in this game is not really where you want to be. That thing in the upper left-hand corner is your lance mates. The lance is a squad of 4 mechs. Or up to 4 mechs, I should say. Teamwork, even though it's supposed to be, really isn't too much of a part in this game. If it had better voice over IP, it'd be good, but it's not very clear or direct how it came. So... dragon and a cataphract. So another cataphract and a dragon, so we're good. I think capture points are right over here, yeah. So Theta's right over there. Oh, we got somebody already. Progress on Theta. If I can get down there, we're going to be able to contribute and actually make some points this game. No, he's going to get it before I get down there, I can tell you. Nope, he left. Lovely job. Get to capture the rest of the way, just so I'm interested to take it a little bit. Someone's shooting. So we're losing right now. We have only 2 of the 5 capture points. They have the other 2, and they will gain resources quicker than we will until we capture some more back from them, at which point we will slowly catch up. We need to take and hold. Ow, crap. Here we are, Frozen City Conquest on the Raven. So this is pretty damn optimal. Well, that tells you basically if you turn down the heat override, they're not responsible for you blowing your own mech up. Which will happen if you don't. If you override the safety limits that shut your mech down when you overheat, you can blow your own mech up. The reactor will overheat and it goes off like a firecracker on the 4th of July.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online.
Alright, I'm a little bit better off with the Raven on this one. I won't be quite so slow and chunky. So, let's see. Where am I going? That's me already out to going faster max. Night vision helps us any. No, it's just glare, ow. Okay, so since they've got Epsilon already, let's move out with Theta. Blood for corn. Well, someone plays 40k. Hear that? Call me a monkey's uncle. Although he misspelled corn, the blood god is displeased. So I think that's a sheer drop. I can't get it. Oh crap. Yeah, I don't have jump jets to make it down the sheer cliff like that. I've got that. Crap, crap. Oh crap. Oh god, they're shooting me. They're shooting me now. Move, 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 move. Haul, haul, ass. Actually, they're still shooting.
Target acquired.
Centurion. What was he hitting me with anyway? Oh, I think it was SRM4. Oh crap, I took an arm off at least. So that, men and gentle ladies, was MechWarrior Online Beta. I'd like to close with two things. One, I know I said a lot of stuff in here, but I'd like to go ahead and point out for anyone who would think otherwise that it's simply opinion. It's you know, first look opinion at that. I'm only been playing the game for about 2-3 days, so I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable one. I'm, for lack of a better word, a noob. Don't know it very well, yet to learn the finer finesses of the game. So, take what I said with a grain of salt. I could be I probably am totally wrong, even as far as opinions go, you know. But just, yeah, take it with a grain of salt. That's as plain as I can say it. Also, I very much so like this game, even though I kind of did a long bitching rant about it. I would be more than happy for anyone who watches this, the 3 people. If anyone wants to do like one of the people who sees it wants to add me and play that at some point, I'd be more than happy to. A community let's play, if you would. But I would certainly be more than happy to do so. Just leave a comment or send a private message, and I will see about getting something together, doing a taped let's play of community members playing the game. So, without further ado, I'm going to say good evening to you, men and gentle ladies. Have a pleasant tomorrow.